This exercise is roll like a ball. In a seated upright position with the Pilates powering on the outside of your thighs, you look for symmetry and neutral alignment in the feet and knees and hips. Holding the shins lightly, contract your abdominals and you roll through the spine, lightly landing on the big toes, breathing naturally as you move through the spine. It's for articulation in the backbone and conditioning and strengthening the abdominals. This exercise is the seated half roll back. Seated upright with the feet and knees hip width apart, the hands would be on the outside of the Pilates ring, nice and flat. You initiate the tilt from rolling off the sit bones, going through a controlled range of motion to articulate the spine, work your hip flexors and abdominals, breathing naturally and deeply. You could lightly grip the handles on the inside with the fingers and squeeze as you come up to add a little intensity for the chest and shoulders. This exercise is called the hinge back twist. You start seated upright with the hands flat on the outer pads of the Pilates ring. Staying tall in the spine, you slowly hinge back from the hip joint, maintaining that long spinal position, and you rotate from one side to the other and then return to the start position. The abdominals and the back work as you brace to stay in the hinge, and the obliques work as you rotate from side to side, as well as the chest and shoulders lightly working to hold the powering. This exercise is the seated spine stretch. With the legs together and ankles flexed, sitting in an upright position, you'd inhale to prepare and extend the arms and the back forward as far as possible, lifting up through the spine to return, gently squeezing the shoulder blades back. The hands are lightly gripping around the Pilates ring. This is a really good exercise for people with less flexibility in the back of their bodies, maybe from spending time in a lot of seated positions, driving or working at a desk. This exercise is the saw. You start in a seated upright position with your legs slightly bent and apart. You'd inhale to prepare. As you turn, you exhale and twist and stretch down towards the outer leg, keeping both hips level on the floor. The movement is seamless. You exhale as you stretch forwards and inhale as you return to the center. This stretches the lower back, but it's also excellent for flexibility in the side of the lower back, where we get very stiff and tight from staying in seated positions for a long time. It also works the abdominals as you curl forwards, and then you come back to seated upright. This exercise is the Pilates teaser. You start in a seated upright position with the Pilates ring on the outside of the upper legs. The arms are outstretched at shoulder height with the palms facing flat down. You look to balance on just off the sit bones, and then you roll back through the back of the hips, if you can, towards the lower and the middle of the back, and exhale as you lift, and inhale as you roll back, remaining relaxed in the chin, the neck, and the shoulders. An adaptation to make this a little easier is to keep the feet on the floor, inhale, go back a small way, and exhale, and come back to that long, slightly leant back position from the hip.